Yeah, welcome to my channel. Um, there are two things I'm gonna have to talk about today. One is basically congrats to the Boston Celtics for, of course, winning for winning basically. I mean, I was pretty right on to the point where um, that they were gonna win this series. I was off by how much they were gonna win by. I thought it was gonna be 6 games because, quite honestly, let's be honest. I thought for sure, Dallas would have won game three. I mean, game two, it sounds like they came back and they could have won that game. It's just, for some reason, they didn't capture it. Game three, coming back to Dallas, I figured because the fact that they were away from Boston, Kyrie wouldn't be affected as much, but they were able to limit him. And game four, seeing what happened in game four, the fact that the Celtics were embarrassed like that, you knew Boston was going to come out strong, which they did, and you knew that it was going to be Brown and Tatum that were going to be pretty much the dominant forces in Game Five, basically. And of course, I did predict and say that the way Brown was, Brown was most likely going to be the MVP. More so based on after Game One, I was even more positive of that because Brown made sure that they were going to win this time. And let's be honest, 2 years ago, when the Celtics lost to the Golden State Warriors in the finals, I think it was a case where like everyone was saying it's time for the Celtics to break up the Brown Tatum duo because it was a case where like they felt they weren't right for each other. Like it was not a case where like they can work with each other and whatnot. Like it was time for some injecting some new blood, trade in one of them basically, and break them up basically. And let's be honest, Stephen A was one of those people. Let's be honest. Stephen A was one of those people. If you let's go back to the video. I wish I could bring it back, but go back to the videos and you'll see probably he was one of the people that was saying I think it's time for them to break up. Perk was one of the people, but one of the people that I was surprised to see that said they shouldn't be broken up was Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose was surprisingly, I don't want to say surprising, but he was correct. He knew that patience was a matter of virtue. You just have to surround them with more of the right people. And in this situation, he was basically saying, look, they need a point guard. Smart, as good as he is, wasn't as great compared to, excuse me, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry, I had to take a phone. But anyways, Smart was the right one. But in reality, it's like they needed Drew Holiday. Now, Porzingis was the topper, of course. He was like the icing on the cake, quite honestly. But let's be honest, I think they probably could have won without Porzingis. Based on how they were playing, like how the team was playing, Porzingis was pretty much a great bench person, quite honestly. But they probably could have won without him, quite honestly. It was surprising. So I think it was the proper point guards that were needed for both Tatum and Brown to play. To the fact that when they brought in Drew Holiday, that made sense, and he complimented them really well. It was like a great compliment to them. Um, so if this team still remains intact, look for them to be a dominant force again for next season. Now the thing is like with Denver, look for Denver to not revamp, but make an addition. They're gonna make an addition and probably not a all-star, but something of that nature to bring them to the point where like they can get past everyone easily. Because Minnesota is definitely going to make a trade as well too. They're going to try to bring in another talent. Maybe I mean Gobert is good as a forward, a center, but look for them to get a point guard, a proper point guard for Minnesota to complement Anthony Edwards and Cat. And then of course the real thing that comes down to is look for the Clippers. If they remain the same team, Kawhi, Paul George, Westbrook, and Harden, if they remain the same, look for them to start gelling. It's just a matter of they need to work around it, basically. I mean, granted, we know that Kawhi Leonard is your misinterpreted superstar, or maybe your false superstar per se, because the fact is the matter of the fact is Kawhi Leonard has not proven anything since coming to the Clippers. Quite honestly, he has not proven anything. So it's a matter of like something has to change at that point. Paul George, He's getting up there. Same as Kawhi Leonard. Same as Harden. Same as Westbrook. Westbrook and Harden. This is their last chance. They need to get a title next season. They have to get the title because if they don't, I think that's pretty much it. Everyone's talking about Kyrie Irving. Like, was this his best shot at getting a title? No, I think they're probably going to trade for a forward or a center. Try to grab someone basically to complement them. Complement the Kyrie Doncic duo because quite honestly, they need one more. They're missing that one piece. I think they're missing that one piece, and they can get over that hurdle as well too. Now, from the perspective of the New York Mets, it's a little surprising. I'll admit I am surprised at how the Mets are playing right now, quite honestly, because I didn't think this was going to be the case. But you can bring it back to June 12th to Grimace, basically. I mean, honestly, this is that fat slob. I didn't think he was going to be, or fat tub of lard, whatever he is. I don't know what Grimace is, quite honestly. But in any case, the McDonald's character, I mean, the fact that since he's pitched, I mean, quite honestly, the Mets are 6-0. They're on a winning streak. They're hitting really well now all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. But quite honestly, it probably derives down to both Lindor and JD Martinez. And the thing is, I think the fact that Lindor is doing really well, I think with Lindor being hot again, I think becomes infectious to the rest of the team because like Limo's starting to hit a little bit more. The only thing is Paul, I hate to say this, but Jeff McNeil is still finding his groove. I don't know when once he finds his groove, I'm hoping he does. I think they can start hitting. But again, from my perspective, I've been saying this from the get-go. This is the time. This is the time for the Mets to make these trades because get them when they're hot. Because like, let's be honest, when the Mets had JD Davis, when Davis was around, and he was red hot with the Mets, I thought that was perfect time. Like, you got to trade him. He's red hot. Didn't turn out to be correct. Didn't turn out to be good. What happened when they tried trading him? They got no one in return. They got rough, which made no sense at that point, honestly. So it was a big mistake on that part. And he was red hot, and he was not going to sustain for that long. So it was perfect to trade him. In this situation with the Mets, I hate to say this, but JD Martinez, as good as he is, he's great as a veteran leader. I think him and Marte, trade those two for sure, and you can get some serious prospects back. Trade off Alonso. Hopefully he can come back, but trade off Alonso, get some people back, some serious prospects back. And like when I'm saying serious prospects, I'm talking about like top 5 pitching prospects. One of the top 5 in pitching prospects, if not top 10. 2 pitching prospects, at least 2 pitching prospects. So it's like, look, quite honestly, with Peterson, what he did yesterday, it's good as it was. I mean, it's a weak Texas offense, quite honestly. Texas is in a slump. He just happened to be pitching really decent enough to the point where like he was going on a slumping Texas Rangers team. So we don't have any pitchers. Let's be honest. Quintana, when he went against the Padres, I mean, honestly, the Padres, yeah, they have a pretty damn good lineup. But the problem is, again, they themselves also were in a slump as well too. So like Quintana pitching at that point, I think that was the case. But the thing is, if these guys can eat innings and like give the bullpen a rest, that would be great. But in reality is, I don't see that happening. We need some pitchers. But again, if the Mets can string up if they can sweep the Rangers, and actually let me see after the Rangers who they play against. Come on. Schedule. Come on. The Mets are playing against after the Rangers today and tomorrow. If they can win these 2 games, if they can win these next 2 games, they go against the Cubs. If they can sweep the Cubs too, that's a 12-game winning streak. 12-game winning streak going against the Yankees. I don't see them winning against the Yankees, let's be honest, unless Grimace pitches out another pitch against the Yankees when they play against the Yankees. I don't see the Mets beating out the Yankees like that. But if they could beat out the Astros at that point and sweep the Astros and sweep the Nationals from that point on, I mean, that would put them in position into not only the last seed of the wild card, but the second seed wild card. They can be in that situation where they can get into the second seed wild card as well too. I mean, yeah, granted, St. Louis is on a tear now too, but the Mets, if they do this and they can take out the Nationals and Pirates, oh, actually, wait, hold on, they go against the Nationals, Pirates, and then Nationals again, and then the Rockies and Marlins. Theoretically, they could go 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. They could go 28 and 2 or 30 and 3. If they could go 30 and 3 in the since Grimace pitched out, that would definitely put them in prime position to the number 1 wild card spot. They're not catching the Phillies. Let's be honest. They're not catching the Phillies. I mean, I would find it very I don't want to say ironic, but more so ironic is not the word for it, but I forgot the word. I'm having a brain for exactly what the word would be. Where if the Mets were to come back and actually beat the Phillies and take the NL East from them, the way the Phillies took it from the Mets in 07 and 08, just desserts, not just desserts, definitely rewarding. I can't find out the words, but in any case, if they can do that, if they can go to 30 and 3 and go on a little bit more from that, I mean, quite honestly, this could potentially. I mean, they do have a weaker schedule. Like after that, then they go against the Yankees and Braves, which I don't know if they can beat the Braves out, but if they can play 500, then they'll go against the Twins, which is going to be hard. But the Angels, they can sweep. They go one game against the Cardinals again, and then the Rockies, and then the Mariners. That's going to be a tough one. The Athletics, they can sweep. The Mariners or Marlins in August. The Orioles are going to be a tough team. I don't think they can win. In August, late August, they go against the Padres. If they can take out the Padres and Diamondbacks again, and then take out the White Sox, then they go against the Red Sox and Reds. The Red Sox is going to be a little tricky. The Blue Jays are going to be tricky. Then they go against the Phillies, but then they go against the Nationals, and then the Phillies, and then back to the Braves, and then the Brewers. All right, so in September, it's going to be a tougher series for them, a tougher month for them. But the month of August, they have some like a lot of under 500 teams, and if they can pull off a massive amount of victories, they can probably take the Phillies. They can take the Phillies. The question is then at that point, like, do they make the trades to they become buyers instead of sellers? Problem is like I said, I'm more of a guy that maybe. Honestly, I'm still knowing that the rugs are going to be pulled under us. It's definitely going to happen. Let's be honest. We're Mets fans. You know that for a fact. That the rugs are going to be pulled under us. That this is just again another this set of games that they've been playing. This winning streak they're on. It's just false hype, false hope. When they go against the Yankees and they start lose against the Yankees, they're going to lose against the Astros. They're probably going to lose against the Nationals. If they get swept by the Cubs, we know that they're not worth it at that point. The Mets should be pretty much they should be sellers at that point. But if Alonso, Lindor, JD Martinez, Marte, I hate to say maybe McNeil. I don't want to trade McNeil, but maybe McNeil, if he does get his groove and he becomes hot, trade those players, get some pitchers, get some prospects. Let's rebuild a little bit. Lindor, look, if they trade off Alonso and they think they could get him back and sign Juan Soto, then keep Lindor. Because I think Lindor, he's really good. I'm not going to deny it. He's really good. It's just that I don't feel he's a team player for the Mets. But with Soto, I think if Soto comes and him and Lindor together, I think they can then be very infectious to the rest of the clubhouse. But we need those pitchers. We need those pitchers. And that'd be great if they can get that. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I do read my comments. I do respond to them, and when they warrant a response. But with that, I'll leave it at that. If you like my channel, like my videos, like my content, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm only ending this because I realize it's 15 minutes and I've gone over than I normally have. But in any case, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.